a training at a police force or the military with jiu-jitsu over whatever had been done before.
Situation's not escalating to the point where people get hurt more than they need to. So generally speaking, what happens in those situations is somebody's resisting arrest, and the officers don't know how to get them to comply and how to get the cuffs on. Not always, but that's often what happens. And you'll see them pile on with 5 or 6 or 7 guys trying to hold one guy down, and then the next thing you know, they're applying tasers or they're hitting them, or back in the day, pulling out the billy clubs or who knows what. And being able to control somebody who's resisting on the ground is what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is all about. And it's not that difficult to do if somebody has a little bit of training, but it does require training. And the tricky part about that is cities and city councils and the people who pay for police officers and the commissioners and all the bureaucracy that surrounds that are usually freaked out about lawsuits. And they're also worried that officers are going to get hurt, or is this going to increase the chances that one of our officers is going to hurt a suspect and then the city's going to get sued. And the case has to be made to them that actually having the officers do that training is going to make it less likely that you're going to get sued and less likely that the city's going to have to pay out money. But that's a case where intelligent people who are trained in the arts and have had that experience, and now we have some actual data to back that up with departments who've put in that training and have seen an actual decrease in reports of violence. We can bring that information to those cities and convince them better than we otherwise could.
Okay, what's some good books that we should read? Anything, ones that most affected you?
So if we're talking specifically about self-defense and violence, then I would steer everybody towards the book I mentioned earlier, which is The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker, which will be useful for anyone. Sam Harris's book, The End of Faith, had a big impact on the way I think about the world. I like most everything that Steven Pinker writes. His last major book, The Better Angels of Our Nature, about violence, is a great book to read, and that's where he makes the case for the declining violence in the world as a whole. And I also like the work of Matt Ridley, The Rational Optimist.